I can see Z, I cannot see H. So I can see 张开来的张 Z.
Hope you can edit.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I haven't changed my titles. My topic is about research on target poverty evolution policies in ethnic minority areas of China, and take Liangshan as example. The next page. Today my presentation includes 6 parts. The first one is research background, and second is problem statements, and third one is research questions and objectives. The third is methodology, and the 5 is research funding, and the 6 is conclusion. Next page. First, the research background. First, we talk about the historical background. In the process of the rapid development of global economy, the problems of unbalanced regional development has become increasingly prominent, and the poverty in developing countries, especially in Asia and Africa, is serious, which restricts the whole overall development of the global economic and social equality. Poverty not only resists the improvement of local residents' quality of life, but also have certainly impact on the development of the global economic and the world peace and stability, and macro economic development. Today, there are still more than 800 million people living in the extreme poverty conditions around the world. Poverty not only resists the development of the process of the science, technologies, and society, but also brings challenges and to world species and stability. At the same time, the global calls for eliminate poverty is getting louder and louder, and creating the condition of the purpose for the first sustainable development goals. And the opening work of United Nations member states have proposed the target of eradicate economic poverty of all peoples everywhere by 2030, and reduce at least half the population of people living in the poverty around to the nation definitions as the 2 targets of the first sustainable development goals, no poverty in 2050. And next page. In China domestic, the purpose of rapid economic development in China, the problems of unbalanced regional development has become prominent, and the poverty situation in some ethnic minority areas is relatively serious, which restricts the whole overall national development and social equality. And poverty not only affects the quality of life for local residents, but also bring Chinese to ethnic unity and social stabilities. With the improvement of China's comprehensive national strength, and there is a huge economic basis for increasing the poverty evolution efforts. At the same time, the call from the series of society to economic poverty is getting louder and louder, and creating the condition for the introduction of target poverty evolution process.
Elevation.
Oh, yeah, evolution.
Elevation.
Evolution.
Alleviation.
Okay.
You say, because you are preparing for proposal defense. Alleviation. Say again.
Elevation.
Alleviation.
Elevation.
Okay, elevation. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Good.
And in November 2013,
Yeah.
Chinese President Xi Jinping first proposed the target poverty evolution during his visit to Shaanxi in Fulan province. Since then, the series of important meetings and documents are continuing improve and promote the target poverty evolution around the world, or around China. And next page. Okay, this is the picture to show the unbalanced regional development. Regional.
That's right.
Regional development and the poverty issues in Yangsan. You can see the picture is the child is the little child, they have no chance to go to school. They have to work with their parents to earn money to have a better life. Okay, let's just introduce about the ethnic minority areas of China. As we know, China is a multi-ethnic country with 56 ethnic groups, in addition to the large population of high ethnic groups. The other 55 ethnic groups are called ethnic minority because of the small number of population. In China, the ethnic minority areas mainly concentrated in the remote plateau and mountain areas or bottom areas of southwest China. Due to the influences of history, geography, and culture and other factors, the ethnic minority areas often face with a more serious poverty situation, which made it always been the focus and charity for the Chinese poverty evolution work. Okay, next page, thanks. Liangshan, in Ottoman prefectures. Liangshan, Yi Ottoman prefectures is famous for the largest Yi ethnic group settlement areas, which dotted the eastern of Handuan Mountains. There are many high mountains and deep wellness in the areas. It's usually geographical and cultural environment have brought many challenges to its economic development. The high poverty had come rattles in Liangshan and made it become one of the most impoverished 3 prefectures in China, and which can be used as a good example for the study of Chinese target poverty evolution. Next page. Okay. This part, I think maybe I need to do some change because this is like the research status or not the problem statement. I think I need to change a lot. Okay. The field of target poverty evolution policies in ethnic minority areas of China, Chinese domestic scholars and overseas scholars have carried out a lot of research among them. Chinese domestic scholars mainly pay attention to the implementations efforts to the police, the purposes of police, the formulation and the lift between the fit between policy and local actual conditions. However, overseas scholars pay more attention to international comparison of policies and translation experience, reference, and the stabilities of the policies. And next page is about most Chinese document scholars focus on the implementation efforts of the policies. They evaluate the impact of different policies on target poverty evolution in ethnic minority areas of China. At the same time, they also pay attention to the policy formation process, discuss the policy logics and design making mental or behind the policy in order to provide reference to the improvement of the policy. And some scholars also focus on the convergence of the policies and local equal conditions and discuss the feasibility and effectiveness of policies in particular operation. Okay. However, foreigner studies overseas students make more international comparison of the policies by comparing the poverty evolution policies of different countries and regions. They find the policies evolution models suitable for Chinese ethnic minority areas and learn from the experience from other countries. At the same time, some scholars also discuss the abilities of the policies. There is the stabilities of the policies in long-term implementation process to ensure the long-term efforts of the policies. Okay. General, Chinese government scholars, overseas scholars have carried out intensive, in-depth work in the field of target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas of China, but there are still some problems and challenges to be solved. And makes the study is also concentrate in deep discussing and research on these basics in order to contribute to the improvement and promotion of the target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas of China. Next page, please. Okay. The research questions and objectives. Okay. The study aims to explore the implementation of target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas of China, analyze the problems and challenges in the policies, explore the feasible ways to improve the efforts of the policies and provide references for the improving and optimization of the target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas. The specific objectives may include the following 4 points. First, is analyze the current poverty situation and causes in ethnic minority areas of China, and deeply understanding the importance and necessities of the target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas of China. The second is by comparing the difference between target poverty evolution policy in ethnic areas and in other areas, the unique needs and challenges in poverty evolution work in ethnic areas are explored. The third is to evaluate the implementation efforts of the current target poverty evolution policies in ethnic minority areas, discuss the problems and deficiencies in implementations of the policies, and put forward suggestions for improvement. The fourth is to explore the strategies and measures to improve the efforts and of target evolution policies and in ethnic minority areas, and provide design-making reference and policy suggestions for government, development, and related institutions. Okay, next page. The methodology of the research. The first is through sorting out the relative literatures.
What is this again? This is research questions or research objective?
Methodology.
Yeah.
Huh?
Methodology.
This is a methodology.
This 4.
Oh, okay.
I think I need to change.
This is continue on. I will comment later on.
Okay. And policy concerns and implementation plans of the target poverty evolution policy in ethnic minority areas are understood. The second, through comparative analysis, the necessary and advantages of target poverty evolution in ethnic minority areas are more clearly reflected. Third, through case analysis, the specific implementations and the result of the target poverty evolution policies in ethnic minority areas are deeply explored. Fourth, through the field research, frontline data is collected to more integrated. They understand the problems and challenges in policy implementations and put forward corresponding suggestions for improvement. Next page, thanks. About the research findings. First is why China choose target poverty and
What is this? Research finding.
Okay. I think maybe I need to change because I have found too many things. I don't know how to make it better. In China, the causes of poverty are complex and diverse, and the scale is also large, and the degree extensive, that making the traditional poverty evolution methods is difficult to solve all poverty issues actually and effectively. Taking labor counties in Yangshan as an example, limited by the inconvenient transportation make it difficult for local agricultural products orange to be transported out for sale. Help them building a road to help them sell the orange can help them gain a long-term and stable way to increase their income, which is much more effective than give them money directly to save their short-time food and clothing making problems. Next page. Okay. The second is about the precision of target poverty evolution. First, the precise identifications. Precise identifications refers to the precise identification to the poor people and understand their poverty status and causes through scientific methods and procedures. For example, Liangshan had precise identified the poor by means of household surveys and data comparisons. Second is pressure assistance according to the specific situation of the poor. Personalized assistance measures are formulated such as structures poverty evolution, industry poverty evolution, education poverty evolution, and so on. Taking Jinyang County in Liangshan as an example, the local have taken account of development green Sichuan paper, in Chinese 青花椒, paper. In display to Sichuan dishes, planting industries for assistance. Okay, next page. The princess management
Precision.
Establish a precision poverty evolution information management system.
A precise.
Precise poverty evolution information management systems to monitor, evaluate, and manage the poverty evolution target to ensure the accurate use of poverty evolution resources through information technology we can keep abstract of the process and efforts for the poverty evolution works in real time, all the time. Comparing between the traditional poverty evolution and target poverty evolution. Target poverty evolution emphasizes precision and effectiveness, which can better meet the actual needs for the poor people and improve the effectiveness and equality of poor evolution. Next page, thanks. Okay, the different situation, different measures. Some place, there is no place to outside. Maybe the government to help them build roads and bridges or highways or railways to help them have a better transportation. Then next page, if the surplus is unsuitable for calculations, the government will help them developing tourism or industry or suitable agriculture or develop local agricultural products and or related to other suitable place. The next page. If some place is not of the development funds, provides no interest loans, or reduce the tax and the fees, and the pledge government arrangement. And the fourth is technological and equipment support. The last one is staff support. And next page. If someone lack of the working skill can provide them professional training or provide some more employment opportunities. Next page. If some families, the poverty because of the economic pressures and supporting the elder family members, the government can provide adequate living allowance and provide pressure and medical industries for the old people to reduce their pressures. And next page, for education young children. First is universal the compulsory induction. Education, and increase the rate and amount of the scholarship, and provide more school and more teachers and more opportunities for students to come to school. And the second is many. Next page. Thanks. Is a focus on the health and housing issues. For the health issues, have provide the medical insurances to reduce the pressures. For the health issues, government can provide some many low-cost public rental housing. That's the next page. Thanks. How to improve.
Okay, Yanli, I'm gonna start now.
Okay.
Gonna start now.
Hello, I'm also unsatisfied with my presentation today because I think I have found too much things and I have to think how to make it together and to have a better presentation.
Okay.
So maybe I know I need to do some change.
Right. Okay.
And
Okay. Were you nervous? Were you anxious just now? You were? Were you anxious just now? 紧张吗?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm little.
You're good. Okay. So you're just presenting in the group of supervision. So a number of things I'd like to give feedback on. There are some very fundamental things. Right. First of all, before the presentation, make sure you arrive half an hour before. Half an hour. So you take time to relax, take deep breath, meditate, close your eyes, take deep breath, relax. It's important that you present at the pace that is where you're in control, right? And of your pace, of your presentation, right? So come half an hour earlier, not just in time, right? Okay, to make note of that. Right. So I'm going to tell you things. You want to write down what I say, right? Okay. So half an hour earlier, right? Or even earlier than that would be better, right? So make sure that that's. You have made several presentations, a couple of them, and almost, I'm not sure all, but many of your presentations you have high anxiety, right? So you want to overcome the anxiety when you make a presentation, right?
Okay.
Especially when you are with, I'm just, you are my friends. Now if it's a committee, you have examiners in front of you. So it is important for you to manage your emotion, your anxiety level, right? Bring it to a level that is healthy, not to eliminate completely. Just to bring it. Everyone will be anxious, right? I'll be anxious if I make the presentation to the committee too. But you're among your friends, right? So it's that's one. The other thing is that is why I make you all present many times. So when I say I make presentation, do not worry about imperfection, right? It's important to make many presentations so that you can improve. She makes a presentation so many times, right? She keep on improving, right? So Yefeng has presented again, and sometimes when she still presented 2 times, 3 times, sometimes I remember. Right? I remember that. So that's good. So you're here a long period, you only make 2 presentations? No, that's not the strategy. So the strategy is you're here, you want to make more presentations.
Okay.
Communicate with me, don't let me call you.
Okay.
You communicate with me, you push me, not I don't chase you, alright? Okay, that's important. So you chase me, just like Yefeng, she chases me all the time, right? So it's good.
I will push you again.
Okay. So you want to have a lot of practice of presentation, so that after a while presentation become easy, right? Because you're also presenting in English, right? So that is my third point. My third point to you is that you must practice your presentation 3-4 times before the presentation, right? And how do you practice it? Number 1, you check how it is pronounced, right? So you keep on repeating. That word is a key word for you, elevation. Elevation is a key word, it's in your title. Poverty elevation. It sounds like poverty evolution. When I hear it sounds like, right, Hanif? Yeah, when you hear.
I must say, because I have changed a lot before I come here today.
Alright, okay.
So I'm a little nervous about.
Yeah, you're not little, you're a lot nervous, right? A little nervous is good. A lot nervousness is bad, right? So you want to bring it to a healthy level.
Yeah, and I know I'm not satisfied with my today's presentation.
Yes, and it's good they're not satisfied. You won't be satisfied even during the Viva, you know. Our work, our academic work is always work in progress. It's good to be not satisfied. The satisfied is not a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Not completely unsatisfied, a bit of dissatisfaction is good. So I'm telling you, so I want you to succeed during the proposal defense as well, right? So what you do, you use Google or whatever to listen to each of the word of your presentation, right? Listen to each of the word, right? So you know how this word is pronounced, how this word is pronounced.
I will practice my pronunciation.
Okay, yeah, this is important. And especially keywords. So keywords is like poverty elevation, right? Not evolution, elevation, right? So or elevation or elevation, you can say the Ella or Ellie, fine. So go through the presentation word by word. You can use there's a lot of apps, right? Jim, there's Google, there's
I also use the there's how to spell it? There's a university published website we can search every word in that
you can search, yes.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Can DeepSeek do that too?
DeepSeek, sure.
DeepSeek can read too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So that's one way to listen. Oh, say this is how we pronounce it. Yeah. You go through it. It's hard work, but hard work is where you get success. Yeah. So that's another thing about just presentation. Yeah. And the fourth. Yeah, what's it called?
Sorry, I also use this one.
Cambridge Dictionary. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Cambridge
this one is more French.
Yeah, Cambridge is even better. It's English. The English. The English, not American English. It's the British English. Yeah. So there's this. I think there's a lot of software, pronunciation software. Look, you're not native speaker. I'm not native speaker too, right? So our pronunciation definitely will not be like the British English. The important thing is that people can understand our communication. That's all we want to do, right? That's all. To make sure that our communication can be understood, right? So the listener can understand, the examiner can understand. That's all, right? So there's another one I want to say about. Relevant to that, still about the presentation itself. Right now, Hanif is controlling the cursor. During the presentation, you will control cursor, right? So the listener will know which word you're pronouncing, which word, so they don't get lost in the presentation. So you control. You move the cursor as you read. You move the cursor, right? So actually that helps a lot. So the listener, the evaluators or examiners later will know that, oh, here you are at this point, oh, you are in this sentence, right? So that is actually very helpful to do that. Okay. So there are 5 points there, right? The yearly, right? There are 5 points. This is not about your content yet. Yeah? Okay, now we are going to go to your content. So this is a research on targeted poverty alleviation policies in ethnic minority areas of China. Take Sanji.
Maybe we can shoot it for Liangshan as the example.
Yeah, we could. We will rework on this one. This is no title.
Yeah.
You have take. We're gonna work on the title. It's okay, all right. So we will relook at the title. Yeah. So title doesn't have take as an example. Usually title doesn't have that. But I just want to understand what you plan to do. Also, what did you register for your? You registered in CPR. What program did you register? Is it development, anthropology, sociology? What code do register. You know what I'm saying?
你的研究项目是我申请的时候，是和这个一样吗？
What field that you
It's different.
You can check in campus online,
Yeah, you can check in campus online what
see the field.
the field that you
I
register.
think the campus online change a lot. There's no field.
I think it's
applied
different.
for.
It's different. Yeah. Because I have. If I catch it all, I need to.
You go back. Do you remember last time what did you register? Do you remember?
Maybe the differences between the Chinese law and
Chinese law.
maybe.
Maybe also maybe just he want to study
first
the
time-
law between different countries.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
But
You
the
can see here.
field, we don't have law as our field.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
there's a program, there's a field
There's the one.
Change the law.
specialization.
There.
Yeah.
There.
You
The
can check
field.
in your campus online.
Field anthropology, sociology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I check.
Yeah. This is important to know because you need to know what your field is, so that the title and the field must fit. Yeah. Thanks, Hanif, for bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah, but campus online they make some changes.
Changes they did. Yeah. There's an updating
Yes.
or they remove certain fields too. Yeah. Because remember I told you all SAMPIS when they change to CPR they drop certain fields.
Public management.
The public
It's just.
management.
Yeah. Public management.
Yours is public management.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
field and strength.
And you're doing masters, right? Masters or PhD?
PhD.
You mean my master?
You're
Major?
doing PhD, right? PhD or
MBA.
now?
现在是博士。
Yeah. PhD.
PhD, yeah.
Yeah.
PhD,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So there are a number of things that I'm asking you those things. So it's under public management and for PhD,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Public management and PhD. Okay. I'm good that we clarify that. Okay. Number one, this is proposal presentation. So there is no research findings, right? So whatever you have under research finding, throw that away,
Okay.
right? Or include that in your earlier part of the presentation. So
Okay.
so the other thing, okay, just got to write that down, right? Remove research finding. There is no, you're making proposal. There is no findings yet. Only when the committee say okay and I say okay and all that, only that you go collect data. So there
Okay.
is no findings yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You mean some details is not used to write down in the presentation?
You
Just
and
some.
then go to the
This one you think.
Okay. Just like
This one.
some is yeah.
This one remove.
remove this here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, right?
Hello.
Okay. I ask you this. When do you get research findings? How do you get research findings?
What?
How?
How?
Yeah.
You mean how I get this fundings?
Mm-hmm.
Some are from the literature, and some are because Liangshan is my hometown. I have experience at sea and have take part in this work, so I can know some details about.
Okay, alright. So now number one from literature is it? The other one is your you have
Experience.
your experience, your personal experience.
Mhm.
Personal experience, right? Okay. Both of which cannot be used. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Both of which.
Yeah.
So when you have literature, what is it called? It's called literature review. Right? Literature review, whatever you analyze, you get from literature review, it's not called findings. It's part of literature review.
Okay.
You understand that, right? Okay. So whatever that comes from literature is called literature. Then the discussion in literature review, right? Because you're doing public management, it's in the field of social sciences. So it should be part of literature review, not in your findings, right? And if it's personal experience, it cannot be included in your findings as well, right? Unless the methodology is different and all that. But you are not using methodology or autobiography and all that, so we are not embarking on that one. So you cannot use personal experiences to include in the findings. Now, all right, let's have clarity again. So that's another point you noted down, right? What I told you. Okay. So another thing is that in your presentation, you're given about 20 minutes to make a presentation. The most they give is 30 minutes.
Okay,
right?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay.
You work with 20 minutes, the most is 30 minutes. So sometimes the chairperson will allow more time, so you can make a bit more presentation up to 30 minutes, right? So work with 20 minutes, 20, right? You know, so what does it mean? It means that you must practice your presentation within that 20 minutes time, right?
Okay.
So and it stops at
Time control.
yeah, be on time, and you stop at research methodology. There is no research findings yet. You stop at research methodology. Okay. So it's a time now. Let's go into the content of your work. Yeah. Now, let me see your structure a bit, and then go to the slide where there's structure. Okay, that's the one. So you have research background, problem statement. It should be one statement, not many statements. There's no S, yeah. Remember that, yeah. Number two, yeah. Make no statement.
No S.
No S, yeah.
Okay.
Research background, problem statement, research questions, and objective methodology. Let's just play around with the general slides. Right? So there you will stop up to here, methodology. Right?
Okay.
You start up to there. So think about this, your methodology, say there's 2 slides, maybe maximum 3 slides methodology. 2 to 3 slides, right?
2 or 3.
2 to 3 slides. So think about each slide is about 3 minutes. So
Okay.
2 to 3 slides is already 9 minutes, right?
Okay.
Think about that, right? So research question, there's only 1 slide, right? So there's 4 slides there. Problem statement is a research background. So you have 4 slides is about 12 minutes, right? So you have about 8 more minutes left, plus minus. So you can have about 3 to 4 slides here. 3 to 4 slides here. So you have 4 plus 1 plus 3, so it is about 9 slides, and most is 10 slides, yeah? No more than 10 slides. Whatever it is, you do not go more than 10 slides, plus minus. Now, you spend a lot of time on research background. You talk about research background, you have like 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs on research background. So you want to be careful not to spend too much time on research background.
Okay.
Now, you're doing a PhD work. You're doing PhD work, so you will need to identify what is missing theoretically, conceptually, from the literature that has not been analyzed yet. Right? I think you capture the right thing is about the ethnic group poverty, right? So if you want to highlight there is no theorizing or theoretical understanding of what minority group are you studying? Which minority group are you studying? Which cells to link to? Okay. So is there theory about why they are poor? At the literature?
Yeah.
Yes.
They are very poor.
They are very poor, but is there theory?
Mm-hmm.
Is there theory explaining why they are poor?
Oh, okay. You mean the reason why they are poor?
Yeah, is there?
I should to explain.
I'm asking you a question. 这个是问题啊。我问你现在。Is there theory explaining why he is poor?
Because
有没有相关的理论来支撑这一个问题？
Is there? Yes or no? No. Is there theory? No. Yeah. Now, why I'm asking this? Because if there is no theory, you know what theory is, right? You know what theory is, right? You understand me?
Yeah.
Understand me? Okay. PhD must produce theory. PhD must produce a theory about why they are poor.
Oh. To explore the reason.
Yeah, to develop, formulate a theory. If there is no theory, is there theory? That's why I'm asking you, is there theory? The literature review should tell you whether there's a theory explaining why the we minority is poor or not. Is there theory? Is there literature?
Oh, yeah.
There is. Okay. Okay, there is literature explaining why the Yi is poor. So,
有吗？有这个理论吗？这有没有理论来解释你这个彝族为什么是贫穷的？你的印象里面有没有？
应该有。
有就是有，没有就没有嘛，应该有。
这个要怎么解释？
就是你现在读的那个文献里面，现在有没有相关的学者去给出了你这一个问题解释？
有。
there is. Okay. All right. So now, suppose there's a theory. Let's say theory A, right? How many theories? 1, 2 theories explaining that? Maybe there's another one, theory B, explaining why the Yi community is poor, right? But you to analyze these 2 theories, right? Analyze and see whether there's a theoretical gap. Is there theoretical gaps? Is there vacuum? Right? Understand what I mean? Theoretical gaps? A vacuum, something missing in this theory. You see, theory A says they are poor because they're stupid. Theory B says they are poor because lazy. Okay. So the theory A says they're lazy. Theory B says they're stupid, right? The other one is they're lazy, right? Okay. But you say, well, there's a vacuum in this theory. What's not being studied in this theory? So then we develop a new theory about poverty of this group. That is your PhD contribution.
Oh.
You understand that? Okay. Right? So you could identify this in your literature review, right? This one is in your literature review.
Okay.
Your literature review, that's in your literature review, right? You identify this, right? There's theory A, theory B, theory C, whatever. But you want to identify what the theoretical gap is, and this is the new theory. This will be
my opinion. The new
theory.
is about my opinion after I study for the 2 theories.
No, this is an example.
Okay.
This is just an example. I don't know how many theories there are. There might be 2 theories, maybe 4 theories, I don't know. They're explaining about why he are poor. Right? There might not be even a theory. I don't know. So you got to go to literature and see what the literature says. Right? And then you identify what's the gap is. Right? You know what gap is? What's missing? What's missing? What's missing?
You mean?
They said missing. What's the gap?
空白，缺失的。
Okay.
Okay. So theoretical gaps, right? Not just empirical gap, but theoretical gap.
Okay.
So this is very much we call the cultural explanation, cultural theory of poverty. People poor because of their culture. Right. Marx said no, people poor not because of culture. There are other reasons, right? Because of class clashes and all. So you come up with the theory. I'm just giving an example of.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
The last part of the contribution. How about the consumption framework? Is that okay?
The
consumption framework.
Conceptual framework.
Okay.
Yeah. Theoretical contribution, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this theoretical contribution can be a framework. Yes, it can be a framework.
Okay.
It can be a framework. It can be a framework too. Yeah. Conceptual framework.
已经有了这些基础在，然后自
Could
己
be,
去
yeah.
发现一个新的。
Yeah. So you understand? Yeah. So your research objectives must show this one. Now
Okay.
that's why I asked you to make presentation so that I can correct you early, not late, right? So when you go very far, it's hard. You go this way, I can correct. This way, I can correct. This way, I can correct. Right? When you go very far, I gotta bring you that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So when you go a bit further, I can bring you closer. That's why presentation is important. So do not avoid presentation.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, to have that presentation, I can bring you closer. And to have, let's look at your research questions. Let's look at your research questions. Right. Because other things.
Oh yeah, this is.
So your research question is analyze current poverty situation and causes ethnic minority areas in China and deeply understand that. And you look at other people, how people write research questions, subject. This is not how people write, right? There's a full stop here. No, objective is to analyze something, right? We don't have all this like long thing here with a full stop there, with a full stop there, right? By comparing, this is like one paragraph, right? We have objective. If it's objective, we start with to analyze, yeah. Or research question, what, why, how, and that's a research question. So you need to be clear about that. Look at how other people write their thesis. Look at other people.
Like 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when you start to evaluate.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I know. Just like 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, but we do not have to have all this long-winded thing. What is that? I'm not sure what is that. Right?
Too long.
To evaluate the implementation effect of current targeted poverty elimination policy and ethnic minority areas. Now, I give you one example of how you can improve your thesis, because there must be theoretical contribution. The other one is to look at policies. You can look at policies too. Right? So you got to look at policy and to analyze what's missing in the policy. You could also do that. But you got to look at the literature. You got to look at the existing literature and identify what's missing in the policy. Right? But this is one way. But I'm giving you whatever this is a must. It's a must. especially if you are doing PhD, this is a must. Theoretical contribution is a must, right? So you're not writing a consultancy work, consultancy. So the government hire you. Why is this people poor? Let's come up with a project. You're not doing a project. You're doing a thesis, right? So I'm concerned that you're developing a project and how to implement the project. No, you're doing a thesis, somewhat different. But the thesis will help the project, right? Eventually there's a project. But you need to think about the theoretical contribution. You can do policy, or you can do a theory of poverty, but you got to think about theoretical contribution. You understand what I'm saying, right? Right? So do what you want to do, but there must be theoretical contribution. Right? So you got to rework at this one. This one is like too many things and analyze. And I'm not sure here comparing between targeted poverty alleviation policies and the group in ethnic minority areas and other areas. So when you say this, so you are doing policy comparison now. So there's a lot you are doing here. I'm not sure the scope of your research. Explore strategies and measures to improve the effect of targeted poverty alleviation policy. So this is almost like a how question now. And provide decision-making reference and policy suggestion for government departments and relevant institutions. So this part can be under recommendation. So recommendation not necessarily part of your research objective, right? So let me see a new presentation that shows your theoretical contribution. What is, and I need to know what's your theoretical contribution, and what is the something new in your research.
Okay.
Remember this.
Thank you.
Theoretical contribution is not the same as empirical contribution, right?
Okay.
It's not the same as empirical contribution. Empirical contribution means you use the same theory. You study in Beijing, you study in Shanghai, and you study in another province, empirical, because it has been studied here, but it hasn't been studied there. That's empirical, right? But theory is that there is no explanation yet. The lenses is not there, the framework is not there. You're developing the framework, right? Like Jim is doing, right? Is developing a framework here. So that can be a contribution. So a framework that is new, right? And it's not new because it's empirically new, but it's theoretically new. You understand, right? Yeah, okay. So you will need to look at that. And the last one, and then can go to methodology. All right, you have something like comparative analysis. So this one is like, this doesn't look like a methodology to me, but you got to tell, are you using content analysis, are you using thematic analysis to do, you're looking at policies, I think, right? Where is it? Comparative analysis, the advantages of targeted policy. So this probably, you use methodology words, right? So field research, it can be interview, it can be observation, it can be survey, right? It can be, you got to just go look at other people's thesis and see what do they use for methodology, right?
Okay.
Okay, so that you don't run away from.
Maybe just 2 or 3 is okay.
It depends on your research question. It depends on your research objective research question. Methodology should support your research questions, research objective. Yeah. Think about research objective, and then you can say, because if your research objective is about studying policy, then methodology should be about content analysis, should be something else. But if your research objective or research question is about understanding the experience of poverty, then you got to do interview and that kind of thing, right? So it's methodology depends on the research question, the research objective. Yeah. So you want to do that, and let me see the presentation soon. Not too long, right? So before you go back, you want to make a presentation, the proposal defense to the committee.
Okay.
Okay. We have that. So maybe one more presentation to the group supervision, maybe 2 more, right? So that I can give you feedback on how to improve. So at this point, it is not clear yet. It is not clear yet. So it must be your research. If I am studying this one, I want to study, for me, right? Example for me. I want to study the experience of poverty. We have pictures there. You spend time there, right? So I think it's a good thing to capture the experience of poverty. Will be good, right? Because a lot of people cannot do that. You live close by to this area. Your home is near this area.
Yeah.
Okay, then
I can do.
You can study the experience of poverty. Then there'll be another can build theoretical contribution, the experience of poverty, or you can do a deductive type. The deductive will be theory, and then you come up with a hypothesis and testing the theory. You could do that, but it is your research, so you need to decide what you want to do. Right? You want to look at, to go to the. You did mention field research. Field research meaning you go to the people, right? To the people.
I can do this.
Yeah, so you did mention that, right? And field research can be a case study too, because you're studying a group of people. Right? So the case study, and the case study, they can be. Field research is a term that you do not use in general. You got to be more specific. What methods are you using to collect data? Is it interview? Is it ethnography? Is it so like Yefeng did in-depth interview, abductive research, right? Going to capture the meanings, right? So and find out the different typologies of meanings from the parents. So that will be an example that you could use, right? So it depends on what you want to do. It must be something you want to do too. But I know that you want to do on poverty alleviation. So, but the challenge for you right now, you must think about theoretical contribution. What is it that you want to contribute theoretically? Theory in terms of theory, right? That's where you probably you have read a lot now, to capture what theory you want to do, right? All right. I can't stay long because I have another commitment elsewhere. Come. What is this called? Cucudang. This is like, how do you describe in English? There's a word, apa ni?
What's this?
Like
I don't know。
丸子，
那是丸子啊？
有点像。
It's a vegetable.
葱，里面是有葱吗？
Shrimp.
Come, you can try some. You try, huh?
Have meat?
Shrimp.
Oh, have shrimp.
Vegetable?
Vegetable and shrimp.
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 Oh no. I can't eat.
You can eat, yeah. Yefeng doesn't eat, but in many times there are many food that like this. There's an English word for it. I forgot one of it. That doesn't put any meat.
Just vegetable.
Just vegetable, or like corn.
Yeah.
The one I ate last time was They was really nice in Surabaya. Oh, no.
What's the name in Indonesia?
Apa ya?
Vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Bergedel, no.
Bukan bergedel is where you have potato. You don't put potato in here.
No.
You don't put potato. Gorengan lah, bakwan.
Bakwan bro.
Bakwan lah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Bakwan.
Bakwan.
We call this one bakwan also.
Bakwan, because bakwan is actually probably come from a Chinese word, I think.
Bakwan.
I think the origin is Chinese. It's probably Hokkien.
Okay.
Gorengan lah kan. Yeah. Okay. Yan, any questions you have before I got to go earlier because I got to go. Any question? I'm glad that you have made this presentation, so we can move forward. Every time you make a presentation, you're moving forward. Yeah. Yeah. So you give me the opportunity also to give feedback to your work there.
Okay.
Right. Next week, I probably will arrange for another group supervision, so others can also come in to make the presentation too. So,
Professor,
yes.
Can I summarize the thesis to a journal article? Is that okay?
That's fine. Usually, if you have your whole thesis, you might want to come up with, not just one article. You want to come up with a couple articles, more than one, right? Because you can cut the findings differently.
Yeah.
It bring out this part, it can become a different article. It bring this and then be a different article.
So, before I graduate, can I publish?
Oh yes, of course.
Is allowed.
This encouraged, expected.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just allowed, encouraged and expected. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, guys, I gotta get going now. I have another day. We'll arrange for another. I'll pass the email to Hanif. Hanif will allow for you all to come in again.
Okay.
This is what day? Thursday, right? Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow I have a viva. I'm examining a thesis tomorrow, but not our student from communication. Yeah, from the communication. I think next week we can arrange for